Hello, Resurrection. It is November the 8th. It is a little warm for me for November 8th, but I hear that tomorrow it's going to cool back down. I have some extra natural insulation that makes me enjoy cold weather very much, and I know that not all of you are that way, but I cannot wait for it to cool off. One of the markers of the season that's coming. Now, when I was a little boy, the signal to me that the holiday season was here was when you went to the mailbox and you got a book, a catalog in the mail that was about that thick. I think everybody in the whole wide world and the whole country got it. I don't know. It must have been prohibitively expensive for them to mail one of these to everybody. But the Sears Roebuck Company, Sears, used to send out a catalog before Christmas, long before Christmas, that was called the Sears Wish Book. And it was mostly a toy catalog. And every kid my age would go to the mailbox and find that Christmas wish book, and they would go inside and they would spend hours flipping through the pages of the Sears wish book and turning pages down and start making their Christmas list. I know it was a brilliant advertising ploy because I know that every kid in the country started pestering their parents about what they wanted for Christmas and started making their Santa Claus list to ask Santa Claus. I remember asking my dad one time if Santa Claus shopped at Sears too, because there were all kinds of good stuff. There was all kinds of good stuff in that catalog, but it was a marker to me. It meant that Christmas was on the way, that Thanksgiving was on the way. I don't know if it happened before Halloween or after Halloween. In those days, probably after Halloween. And you know as well as I do that because of the consumer culture that we live in today, Christmas is kicked up earlier and earlier every year. There are some radio stations that had been playing Christmas carols for a week or two. I don't know. I get tired of Christmas music if we have Christmas music for 3 months, during 2.5 months during the year. But certainly we are turning the corner. And so the marker for me today is as an adult is All Saints Day in the church. After the Feast of All Saints, we usually have about two more Sundays, sometimes three, but usually about two more Sundays when we are in what some people call ordinary time in the church here. We'll have one more Sunday, and then we'll have the ending Sunday of the year, Christ the King Sunday. And then it starts. We have Advent, we have Thanksgiving, we have Advent, we have the Christmas season, we'll have New Year's and the Feast of the Holy Name. We'll have the Feast of the Epiphany, which is the 13th day after Christmas, right? Christmas is 12 days long. And so the eve of the Epiphany is 12th night, the end of the Christmas season. And all of that begins to happen. We begin to turn that corner at All Saints Sunday, which we celebrated on Sunday. And I have to tell you, I think that All Saints at Resurrection this year was just stunning. I thought it was really, really beautiful. Our choir sounded fantastic. The choir has really kicked it into gear, which is something I've been praying for. Just in the last 3 or 4 months, really, the choir has really kicked it into gear, and I appreciate those of you who are volunteering in our choir now. You have made just an incredible difference, and the worship is better because of it. And you know me, I always feel the closest to God when I'm singing or participating or listening to meaningful music. And I hope that you all are feeling that way as well. But we are, of course, moving into a very busy time of the year as well, a busy family time. Obligations at church kick up just as obligations at work and with family kick up at the same time. It is the busiest time of the year for all of us. I believe that it is. And the church is about to start asking you to take some time and relax and be quiet. And it is the worst time in the whole wide world to ask you to do that. So before we do ask you, before the church does ask us to do that, I'll give you a challenge this year, and that is spend the next 2 weeks uh, just letting it all out, right? We've got 2 more weeks in the church to let our hair down. We are not confined to any feast or any fast. In the next 2 weeks, we've got meetings scheduled at church. We've got trainings scheduled at church. We've got all sorts of things. But then we're going to have to try to focus in spite of everything going on around us. So take a 2 week breather, if you will. Take a good 2 weeks. Breathe deeply. Try not to let anything stress you out as much as you can in the next 2 weeks, because we've got work to do coming up, and we're going to prepare ourselves to worship the baby born in the manger. We're going to have a wonderful time together. I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. I think it's going to be a good one in Church of the Resurrection. We've had some sad times in the last few weeks, and we've had some busy times, and my goodness, have we had some meaningful and beautiful times in the last few weeks. Last week was one of the most meaningful weeks I have had in the church, in ordination, and especially at Resurrection. It was just a beautiful time for us to come together and be family around the week that we have had in the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate it so much. Take a breather, take some time, lay back a little bit, spend some good time with your family, and then let's be ready to focus in. Advent is coming, and we've got some good things planned for Advent, and we're really going to try this year, as we do every year, to wait for it, to be ready and to prepare ourselves for the time that will come. And I promise you, if you spend some time preparing for what's coming, which for us this time of year is Christmas, if you'll spend some time preparing for it, it will be so much more meaningful when it comes. We're going to spend some time tonight at our Wednesday night Bible study. We're going to go into Job for 2 weeks. I hope we can do Job justice in 2 weeks. I think we can. I don't know that we've ever done Job here in the parish since I've been here, and we're gonna do that tonight. And we're going to talk about suffering a little bit, what it means for Christians to suffer, what suffering in our world means, and how we can be there for those who we love and those who we care for who are suffering. That's a hard thing for Christians to do. It's hard for Christians to suffer, but it's even harder for Christians to watch and help as other Christians suffer. But it's one of the things that we're called to do. We're going to start talking about that some tonight in Wednesday night. We're going to do that for 2 weeks, and then we're going to shift gears into our Advent program. More about that later. We're going to be talking about ordination, and we're going to be talking about healing in the next for the next few weeks in our Sunday morning adult forum, which is still going beautifully well. I'm so grateful for your wholehearted participation in that. You're going to meet a lady who is fairly new to the parish, Lori Forgy, who is going to talk to us one of those Sundays about healing. I can't wait for you to meet her and her husband. They're both new to the parish, and wonderful folks. So be ready for that as well. Youth group will happen tonight, and children's ministries will happen, and I will see you at 6 o'clock for dinner.